Hello and welcome back to the Job Not Done podcast. I'm your host, Jackson Hogan. If you've never heard or seen my podcast before, I'm here to give you the advantage, to give you the upper hand, and to help you on your way to becoming the 1%. Today, we're going to talk about a topic I've been thinking a lot about recently, especially with training for ultra marathons and just high endurance events, high intensity events, and that is pain. And quite frankly, it's necessary. Pain is the only way. Now, people may say, Jackson, you can't say that pain is the only method. It is. If you want to be the best at something, if you want to be the best at what you do, it's going to be painful. That's the simple and hard truth is that it's painful. Life is painful. Relationships can be painful. School can be painful. But when you realize that that pain leads to something greater, when that pain results in something more than yourself, more than your life, you then understand that this is the way. This is what I have to embrace, and this is what I have to endure. When I say this too, people think that you have to make everything extremely hard for yourself. That's not the case. I'm more talking about when you're training, you push yourself. When you're in school, you study for an extra 30 minutes. It sucks. It's painful. You're sacrificing other things to do that. But when you realize the unrealized gains from those things, and you may not see them instantly, but when you realize that, it becomes a hell of a lot more understandable why you're doing those things. Pain is passion. Pain is the reason why we are successful. It's the reason why we create great things, why there are so many great things in this world. Pain shapes you. For example, when I'm on my run and I'm thinking, I can't do this shit, I call myself a little bitch sometimes. And I'm like, you've gone through all that shit. You can't fucking run 8 miles. You can't fucking run 10 miles. Are you serious? Are you serious? I go through my mind and I'm like, but that's what it's about. It's about suffering through that mental battle with yourself. Because once you win those small mental battles, once you understand how to control your mind, once you understand what it means to suffer, then you understand the rest. Then the picture becomes clearer. Then you know how to become successful. And there will be points in your life and seasons in your life where it's going to be painful day after day after day. And you are going to want to quit every single day, every single minute. And I feel the same exact way. Creating content, trying to make my content better, trying to make it more digestible for short attention spans. It sucks. It's hard, especially being an engineering student, especially trying to kickstart my business, especially trying to start a job, especially trying to find my partner, find the one I'm going to marry for life, find more passion. That's what it takes. It takes pain and suffering and understanding and learning. Because if you don't endure that, here's what happens. If you do not endure the pain, if you do not make those sacrifices, you're not going to get better. You're not going to understand what true success looks like. You're not going to understand what it means to be part of the 1%, to gain the advantage, to be the best at what you do. And at the end of the day, as long as you're progressing every single day, and you may win or lose, you may win or lose, but the matter of fact is you got better. And you may keep losing, but you're still going to get better. You're going to progress to success. That's what I always like to say. You're going to progress to success. Without that, you can't do anything. You're just going to be in this stagnant line through the rest of your life. You're just going to be in the stagnant, constant, never changing line for the rest of your life. And that's meaningless, boring, and not fulfilling. And when you don't go through the pain, when you don't go through the suffering, you will never gain the knowledge of what it's like to be the best. You will never understand the burden of which you have to pick up to be the best because it's a lot. Working to be the best, even the best version of yourself, is a heavy burden to carry. And people are going to tell you, They're like, it must be good to be you. No, motherfucker, it's not good to be me. It fucking sucks day after day after day. And guess what? I like it. Because if you love that, if you love the pain, if you fall in love with the process, even if it fucking sucks, you are going to just be the best at what you do. And you're going to be better than that previous version of yourself. That version of you that started going to the gym, that version of you that started tracking your macros, the version of you that started getting your life in order, the version of you that started creating those standards, and the version of you that started to embrace the pain. Life gets stagnant all the time. So we must do hard things. That is why it is important that you experience the pain. You do the hard things, you push through the pain, both physically, mentally, intellectually, until you get to a point, and it never stops. That's the thing people don't understand is the pain never stops. You just have to get better at tolerating the pain. Because if you don't get better at tolerating the pain and you don't try to progress and you don't even put an effort out, you're never going to understand. You're never going to realize what your full potential is. And you're going to stay at the same place you started 5 years ago, 3 months ago, 2 days ago. You're never going to push past that point. And if you're ever trying to go through the pain, get to something that you really want in life, and you hear someone tell you that must be nice to have the time while you're running every morning at 4:30 when no one else is out, people are going to make you think you're stupid. And you actually might look stupid. You might look stupid through the process, through the business, and those people you aspire to be like, the big names of the world. Whatever it is you do, they look stupid. They look weird. They looked retarded at one point, but they never gave up and they endured the pain. You have to suffer. You have to suffer at some points in your life. And there are going to be days where you don't go through the pain. There are going to be days where it's easy flowing. You just feel the juices flowing. It's not hard. There's not a lot of resistance to your day. But that's what happens. If you endure the pain, you build character. Especially as men, you need to build the character. You need to build the leadership. And you need to build the masculinity that's not only going to benefit you, but your family and the people around you that you most care about. Sustaining leadership, sustaining the mentality of which you need to make sure that the loved ones in your life, the people that you care about, the audience that you have respects you. Because at the end of the day, if no one respects you, if you don't work to incentivize change in your life, you're never going to get to where you want to be. It's as simple as that. If you come to a point in your life where you are posed with the hard option or the easy option, I need you to think about the long-term result and not the short-term disarray. Always choose the long-term path. Always choose the hardest path because no matter what the result is at the end, you're going to be better prepared for the next hard decision you have to make. If you guys liked this video, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Any criticism is necessary and much appreciated. I'm Jackson Hogan. This is the Job Not Done podcast, and I'll see you later. Peace.